We are going now into our top Zen, and it is our season 2 finale, guys. It is episode 50. We've done this for 50 episodes. That means we've done 50 top Zens. And so we decided to narrow it down to the last 25 top Zens and tell you our top of those top Zens. So this season we had a ton of top Zens. Some you loved, and some we fought tooth and nail. Some were loaded with strings of controversy. And so we've taken our 10, the Zenniest of Zens, if you will, and decided to give them our very own Zennie Awards. So, without further ado, doodle do that dandy. So, with us starting off, picking out with us ending our season, we thought a recap of all the top Zens that we've had out there would be the best thing that we could do to finish off this season. So, without further ado, Littlest Nelly, what is our number 10 pick in our top Zen of top Zens?
Number 10 pick at the bottom of the barrel is our bottom of the barrel, the top 10 D-list characters, starting us off from episode 42. From Purple Man to the entire Doom Patrol, this list capped us off with the absolutely abhorrent Swamp Thing at number 1. The list came from the idea that after literal decades of making super movies and the ongoing resentment towards remakes, another list we made, we've seen producers diving deeper and deeper into the B, C, and now D list of characters from across comic history. Of course, my GOAT support D-lister that gave absolutely no love on this list is Quentin Quire, the Omega level mutant himself. Cape, was there anyone from this list that you think actually should have been bumped up to C tier? Because I know that was some controversy in our comments that our D tiers weren't D enough.
Yeah, well, I'm always have trouble with numbering these. That's why I kind of pushed it on you today to number the top Zens. So I would say I think it was really well paced out because it's kind of hard to rank Swamp Thing to Zatanna's dad and stuff like that. But overall, I think it did well. I mean, I think this was a really fun one because it made me think of, okay, how are these D-list and not C-list? And of course, Dodd had all like a list ready as soon as someone mentioned it. I was like, okay, all right. What do you think, Dodd?
Yeah, I like this countdown. I think this is one. I believe we did something like this back when this was actually a Geek Life radio show, and I remember the first time we did it or did something similar to it is where we ended up with Dupe. And ever since then, Dupe was like a big mascot for Geek Life, and that's what I kind of learned who Dupe was when we were looking up these top D-list characters. And so yeah, I feel like this one's a little bit sentimental to me, but it was just a fantastic one. It gives us a chance to talk about characters like Purple Man, the Doom Patrol. I mean, Squirrel Girl. Squirrel Girl is a fantastic one. So. This is a fantastic top Zen, and definitely one of the GOATs this last season, for sure.
I fully agree. I think it was a really great list. Also, great for people to argue, which is one of my favorite qualities in a list. Cape, will you take us off with what is number 9?
Number 9, I mean, it is to be expected, is about the top Easter eggs. Now, Easter weekend brought us an abundance of Easter eggs. Golden Eyes gave us Spectrum Emulator. Batman Arkham had Easter eggs for the next game plans. Pixar had entire universes that people don't pick up until next movies. I mean, it goes on and on. I mean, I'm not going to name what the top one is because you guys should go back and watch them. But, I mean, I'm sure you can guess what it is. I mean, try to think of what you think it would be before you see it. But, I mean, there's so many that we could name off. I mean, I could name some off. I think I did when I was doing the continuity thing because sometimes I think continuity equals Easter egg. But Dodd, what are your favorite Easter eggs and have you seen since we zennied this list?
I don't think I'm gonna remember any big. Well, no, there's some Easter eggs in No Way Home that I definitely hunted for on my second viewing. Once we gathered for Christmas, like my family was like, "Oh, we gotta go see a movie on Christmas," and they're like, "They're thinking of seeing No Way Home. Have you seen it?" We're like, "Yeah, I've already seen it." I mean, like, I'm a comic book nerd, right? What do you think? Like, I make a plan. We have a priority to see this movie as soon as it comes out, right? You know, so. But I wanted to see it again, and after seeing it again, we went through to hunt all the Easter eggs out and see if we could recognize some more things from some of those scenes where they only flash by for just a second, and there were tons. But I don't know if any of those would top the list of Easter eggs there. Some of the Easter eggs that we talked about on that list were some fantastic ones. Batman Arkham, those Easter eggs are great. There's a reason why I went back through that entire game and started going through and showing off some of the ones there. So it was good ones. Nelly, do you have any favorite Easter eggs?
They actually are from Spider-Man No Way Home. Since we've made this list, one of the ones I really love to look out for in Spider-Man movies specifically are the license plates. I mentioned them in chat. All of the license plate you'll see will be like Spider-Man and then the year that it came out or the like comic that it came out, and it gives you like a very instantaneous clue as to what's going to happen next in the movie. They even did it with the I think it's like the Kia commercials, one of like the car commercials that had Spider-Man cameos in it. The license plate was also actually a huge Easter egg to the plot of No Way Home before we even got a whole bunch of information about what that plot line was going to be, which I thought was very big in continuity. So that was really, really exciting.
100%. Yeah, that was a fun one. I remember looking over that with you, and that was a fun one to go through there and find. But yeah.
Perfect.
So number 8 on our countdown we have here, moving right along, is going to be our in our top Zen of Top Zens is going to be our top 10 support characters from episode 41. In an attempt to find what makes a good support character, this list brings in Donald and Goofy from Kingdom Hearts, Cortana of Halo, Heath Ledger's Joker, and topping the list at number 1 is Overwatch's Mercy, causing massive debate over our lack of Alfred Pennyworth love and a complete snub of Banjo-Kazooie's Kazooie. This list could be used to support the entirety of the second support. This list could use the support of an entire second support list to get all of your faves. Nelly, as you are the support moderator of the show, was it a crime that we did not put you in at number 1?
110% a crime. I do take it very personally, and I want you to know I will be reviewing our contract for season 3. If I'm not at the top of some list, who knows?
Totally understand. I think this list could have been just a little bit better if we'd gone a specific direction, because we were torn between like a supporting character, like a supporting actor, and then a supporting character in a video game, which I feel have two very, very different roles. And so I think that maybe in season 3, maybe we get one that might be a little bit more specific in those areas, but to be able to count down some of the support characters and give them the spotlight they really deserve, especially some of these characters like in Unite, like Overwatch's Mercy, probably one of the best support characters that I've ever seen in any game ever. Blissey and Unite, just dropping all the heals, just eggs for days, have some soft boiled, get your heals coming right up. You know, I think that the support characters deserve a shout out, and so I think that that countdown was a good one to do that one for sure.
Agreed.
Kate, do you have any favorite support characters?
I mean, that was really difficult for me to decide what's a support character, what's a sidekick, and all of that too, because me, you, and Jake just like we were like, okay, like I'm like, what about is Robin considered a support character? And you and Jake were like, no, and like there's like Jim Gordon, okay, you're on the right track. You know, like It was really tough for me to wrap my brain around it because it teeter-totters almost on sidekick and almost not really D-list characters. I don't know. It was fun to, okay, I think I understand it now because I think I did the design for those thumbnails, but that was pretty difficult for me to help weigh in who my favorite was because, you know, hard to wrap around what exactly is a supporting character.
Right. 100%. Nelly, you've got number 7 on the list. What comes in at number 7 in our Zennies?
I believe this is our most recent of our Zennies. But this is the top 12 non-Christmas Christmas movies, episode 48. So yeah, just 2 episodes ago. This stirred literally nothing but controversy because we decided to put Die Hard at the bottom of the list because we thought it was a little overrated. That's fine. Also, we like to start arguments in chat. 100%. But this list examined what movies even the Grinch himself would want to watch for the holiday season. Between Step Brothers, Trading Places, and Batman Returns rounding out this list with Gremlins at the top. The biggest debate that we fell into was what makes a Christmas movie not really a Christmas movie. Our conclusion was that the movie needed to happen during Christmas, but didn't really need to be in Christmas, right? Like, Home Alone could have happened at literally any other time of the year. They could have just been going on a Hawaiian vacation, but it just so happens that it was during Christmas, and that was really, really great. Dodd, would you make any recent additions to this list?
Spider-Man No Way Home, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That's the best Christmas movie of all time now. I think that one takes the cake. And if now you're looking for a Christmas TV series, you've got Hawkeye as well. And they gave us.
Did you cry during
Kingpin.
Spider-Man? Be real. Did you cry during Spider-Man?
I cried like a fucking baby. Are you kidding me?
I cried too. Okay, I cried too.
The Aunt May scene? Aunt May? Oh man, spoilers. It's
been out for a while.
But like, man, that was a gut wrencher, you know?
I'm not crying, you're crying.
That was hard. But it's absolutely a Christmas movie. There's several different Christmas scenes throughout that movie. I think that they get thrown through a mall, and he goes through and there's like they're played Jingle Bells for a second, and you literally have Christmas music in the movie. So 100% a Christmas movie.
Well, I know that probably. I'll bet you're probably right about the next one, about the next top Zen pick.
You're right.
You've got number 6.
That was a fail, but I was like, how can I
you did
calculating
so great,
error?
So great, Kate. Number 6 in our list is the top 10 villains who were right from episode 40. From Ra's al Ghul to Killmonger, and maybe a bit of Thanos. We had some villains, list of villains who kind of had some good points. Pamela Isley really just wants people to stop being mean to her mom. And that's Mother Earth. That's a Mother Earth joke for you there. But Max Eisenhardt, aka Magneto, just really wanted people to stop being murdered in the streets, and we really can't blame him for that. Cape, is there any villain origin story that you've always convinced was 100% right?
I mean, some of them just takes a grain of salt to get. And sorry, Pamela Isley, I just noticed I cut off your head on that trophy. Didn't mean to. But some of them, it's like they go on a line of fan theory, but nowadays they just do what they find right. One that took me a while to understand was Ozymandias's philosophy on life and everything like that. And then you used to play Magneto is Right on the radio a lot. And I remember we were about to go on show and we were listening to that, and you were like pretty much ranting about how Magneto was right. And then it was kind of like when a mom speaks their kid and goes, hello, you're like, and Magneto was right.
It was one of my slow indoctrinations, even in college, about how Magneto was actually always right, and Xavier.
Don't get drunk and talk about Magneto.
100%. But I think
no, it's hard to that was a really good one that we could honestly revisit because there's a lot of them out there. And then what is a villain? We talked about that, but still, when people say they're the bad guy, you're like, are they?
Right. I think there's some really great ones out there. Killmonger is one that everyone talked about 100%. And there was literally a Reddit thread, Thanos was right. So I think that there's a lot of people out there that sometimes agree with the villain. And I think that that list is definitely one you should check out if you've ever had those thoughts. So go check that out, episode 40. All of these are available on our YouTube, by the way. So if one of these interests you, go check them out. Cape, you've got number 5. What comes in at number 5 for us?
Number 5 is the top 10 sci-fi universes. Now, I know for a fact this one was fun because of the actual deep dive images that me and you made, because we had fun. It was is this the one that we did the postcards with?
No, that was the fictional places to visit.
But still, I mean, we did something of the liking kind of like this, and from fantasy to reality, I mean, we took the most well-rounded, incredible, and interesting universe that we built out of science fiction. I mean, it started with Doctor Who's first, and then it entered the Twilight Zone, and we get spit back to Star Wars because somehow we always freaking get back to Star Wars.
Mhm.
And then, like, we just go to all these different universes. I'm not going to tell you number one because you should go check it out, viewers. But, I mean, this is kind of like, where would we want to go if we could? I
Yeah.
mean, if Metaverse is cool as they say it is, we would make these universes. But, like, did we make Star Wars number one? Did we make Star Trek number one? Or did we make Orville number one? I don't know. You guys check it out. Now, Dot, I know you had a very big hand in this one because you have a lot of places you would like to visit in the sci-fi universe. So, like, what would you say was your favorite on episode 34 about the top sci-fi universes?
I see. I'm still Star Wars is still my favorite sci-fi universe. Now, if you're asking me a favorite universe I'd want to live in, I would have to really, really think about that because as much as I love the Star Wars universe more, right? The Star Trek universe seems like a lot better place to live in. They just got things figured out there, right? They don't have money. They like if I wanted to, there's probably a good like Wall-E kind of starship cruise situation that I could end up on and just be happy for the rest of my life, just sitting on a big chair playing, streaming on Twitch. All right, guys, we're going live. Like that could be me for the rest of my sci-fi existence in probably the Star Trek universe, right? In the Star Wars universe, there's going to be some hustling and campaigning. Okay, look, Star Wars universe, they got politics, okay? There's shit that's happening there. So that would be a little bit more like just harder to live into. But as far as like quelling my sci-fi desires, I don't know. There is something about being a bounty hunter in the Star Wars universe that's really fun. But yeah, it's a hard pick.
I mean, you remember when we did that one? That one was really good because, like, I mean, I like the ones that get heated behind the scenes of what's number one and all that.
Right.
And then I'm just like watching like the Mr. Krabs meme where he's like, yeah! You know, I'm like, can you guys just decide I need to make these images? Or,
Right.
you know, like, it's tough to decide how to order these, but that's one that definitely, you know, stuck in my head. And speaking of stuck in our heads, I mean, what's a good callback but for number 4 of what we decided? Dodd?
Yeah, so number 4 was going to be from episode 45 here, which is the top 10 characters who terrified us as children. This was a fresh off the spoopy abode of Halloween. We dove out of what makes the horror genre what it is into things that terrified us as kids that in many cases had no business being shown on to kids anyways. From E.T. to basically the entire cast of Real Monsters, Doom, Chucky, and ultimately Freaky Fred from Courage the Cowardly Dog made our cast admit to some serious childhood trauma. Cape, long after this list was published, we have continued to have more auditions from the nerd herd that should have been included. Cape, is there any that you think that we missed?
I mean, I'm not a child, but your face has really terrified me. I'm kidding.
Ooh,
no, there's...
yeah, there you go. Another one.
Ooh.
Another good one.
Ugh. Trying to roast. No, one that really scared, like, there's some that, like, still, I would say moments that terrified us as kids that still does would probably be a good one for our next one. But this one was really funny because, like, if you watch the Twilight Zone one, I haven't, not the Twilight, the, what is it that Kev didn't like? The Unsolved Mysteries. If you watch that one, you can hear it in the background because I played it very faintly. And, like, that one was really funny to me because it's very interesting to see what different people find scary. But our number one, we were all like, yep, that's it. Nothing
100%.
else. Yeah, I'm not going to say what it is because, as I said, you guys got to go watch it. But, like, number one was unanimous. Like, everyone at the same time was like, hell yeah. Number one, that's definitely number one. What about you, Nelly? Did you think that we did a good job of encapsulating the fears of your childhood?
I think you have the one who terrifies me the most, which I think it's like Claude Freund or something, the evil guy from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. That guy terrified me. Very, very spooky. He does the Eyes of Notre Dame song, and I'm like, you're just a bad dude. Like, you're an overall villain.
Yeah.
Well, I watched it when I'm older, and Yeah.
Yeah,
Still
he's
holds
still
up.
very spooky.
Very raping.
Yep, that's
Like, ooh.
very valid. Uh,
Yep.
yep.
Yeah. So you think we did a good job of lining everything up and all that?
I think so overall. I think E.T. was mostly Dodd trying to make fun of people in his life, and that was valid. It was valid, but I don't think E.T.'s really that spooky. I thought it was kind of
Hey, that I mean, there's that one scene in the woods, right? That scene where that was pretty terrifying, right? I mean, it was supposed to be a jump scare,
it's fair.
right?
That's fair. It was a jump scare, but I don't think E.T. was that bad. I think he just wanted
But
to
I think
amuse
this one
people.
was a great top zen for all of us because we never really like made fun of anyone like, ha, you're scared of Man-Bat from Batman. As soon as Kevin said that, I was like, honestly, I had Batman Cartoon Creator on my computer growing up, and when Scarecrow popped up, I literally turned off the computer, and I walked out of the room. I remember that just because it was in that room over there, but I remember that distinctly. As soon as he said that, I was like, Man-Bat, but Scarecrow though. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, we all
Fair enough.
never made fun of each other about our own fears, but that
Yeah.
was probably what stuck out in my mind.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, number 3 is your pick here, Cape. What you got for number 3?
Well, number 3 is pop artists that embodied their characters, and that was in episode 30. Now, after attempting to separate the art from the artist, we tried to look about the near impossible to deal with, like from Hugh Jackman trying to be Wolverine to Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther and Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern. Okay, no, him as Deadpool. But they may have many different qualities that really define the character. Like, I remember, what is it? Nick Cage plays Nick Fury. I mean, he was a white guy before, and now everyone draws, Samuel L. as I keep on forgetting his name, Nick Fury. But I mean, we all know that Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. But number 1, I mean, you're gonna have to find out. But that one was also a very fun thing to play because we couldn't say Batman because there's so many different ones. We couldn't say Spider-Man because there's so many Spider-Man. But yeah, I mean, I think we did a good job of picking out who's playing who and all that. But I mean, for you two, like, do you think that we hit the nail on the head, or do you think we should have expanded it to top 15 instead of just top 10?
Yeah, no, I think RDJ absolutely takes the cake for artists that embody their characters. I think that was one that we talked about a lot in that one, and yeah, I mean, I think that it was a good, a fantastic countdown, and really kind of like picking something out that I don't know if very many people have really talked about before. Really unique in that way. What do you think, Little Snelly?
I very much agree, and I thought what was interesting too was looking back on the history of some of these characters and the actors who played them. Like we talked about Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, which is so funny when you want to talk about like a continuity error within the entire universe. When Hugh Jackman was originally Wolverine, like people said that they thought he was too soft, he was too far into like the rom-com universe to play a character as hard as Wolverine, and now he almost can't get out of it. But Robert Downey Jr. absolutely was my goat. Like he very much embodied that character, and it's so interesting because no one wanted to cast Robert Downey Jr. at the time because he was going through so many personal issues, and he was trying to recover his life, and they fought to get Robert Downey Jr. involved. He originally wasn't going to be Iron Man. Yeah, and now I can't imagine anybody else as Iron Man. It would be absolutely insane to think of.
It is very interesting to read back on that because I know a lot of the Iron Man story had to do with Robert Downey Jr. Like the kid from Iron Man 3, I've met his mom when I was an extra in a movie, and she said they fed Robert Downey Jr. his lines in his ears because he never really read them. He was just himself. So they gave the kid the same kind of earplug because they changed the lines so much. I mean, he was literally Iron Man. I mean, some of the stories from there, like him eating a cheeseburger, is because he decided to get sober because he had a cheeseburger so bad. I mean, it just goes on and on about why these characters really are the actor behind it, why they embodied the character so much.
100%.
Oh yeah.
And so one of our most notable episodes, Dodd, and you got us one of our very first very well done interviews that you should have to show off behind you soon. What do we got for number 2?
Yeah, for number 2 is a Zen that was just too big to ignore, to not make this list. The biggest of bigs themselves, after an interview with the Kaiju King himself, Matt Frank, inspired the list of our top 10 greatest Kaijus of all time. From the technically Kaiju-esque Stay Puft Marshmallow Man to the terrifying Clover himself, we gave a ton of credit to the Monsterverse with King Ghidorah, King Kong, and Mothra. But ultimately, the GOAT was the man, the myth, the legend, Godzilla himself, who was crowned King of Monsters on our Kaiju list. Nelly, these may be kings of nature, but you hold the keys to our kingdom and the Zenniest of Zennies, the tops of tops. What do you think about the top 10 greatest kaijus?
I loved our top 10 kaijus, but I was still incredibly sad to see that there was no love for Godzilla Jr., aka Baby Godzilla, the cutest of the cutest kaiju. Why don't y'all love him? He's so cute. He's just doing his best.
He's really annoying and he talks a lot and he has a really high voice. He's like a Mickey Mouse of Godzillas and just absolutely takes you out of the whole whatever supposed immersion that you did have in Godzilla. Like, you realize this is something for children. That's why Manila gets hate on so much.
Well, 1, I take that as a personal attack, and 2, Matt Frank said that he likes Baby Godzilla, and so I'm riding that.
Have you ever watched one actual movie with Manila in it?
Yes, and I thought it was adorable. But also, it's probably because I don't really care about action sequences as much. I'm just here for the fun. That's just
Mommy, Daddy, I have input. No, this was a really yeah, and I like how you were reading the script and it kind of. You didn't see that kind of trickle to the next one. You're like, whoa, that's not where I'm needing to go right now. But I like this one a lot because honestly, I didn't really know what kaijus were. Like, I didn't know they had a name for them. I mean, my brother made a video called Godzilla for Hire, and he had Godzilla going to work and everything. I think I linked it. I'm not sure, but I didn't know that kaijus were a thing, and I mean, I love the Matt Frank interview. I mean, you guys should go check it out if you can. And it was really cool because how vested he was in that universe and such like that. Like, those hypothetical questions that y'all had, he knew the answer to. That was, it's like talking to the actor who played a character. You're like, oh, what kind of drink would your character have? You know, like, he knew what hand probably Godzilla drew with, if he knew. You know, I don't know. That was a really good one.
Is there any kaiju on there that you think should have made the list?
I mean, I think y'all hit the nail on the head because y'all hit the ones that I knew, and then y'all said some more that I had to Google and make sure that I knew about, just in case y'all sprung it upon me.
Yeah. Yep. But that leaves us with our number 1, right? We're down to 1, the Zenniest of Zens.
No pressure.
Littlest Nelly, you have our number 1. What is our number 1 top Zen of season 2 specifically?
It is not our top Zen, but your top Zen, community. It is your top 10 Marvel movies. It is actually the most controversial list we have ever done. In preparation for this list, we asked you as the community to rank all of our Marvel movies to date, pre-Eternals era. And y'all did absolutely nothing but disrespect us. With Captain America First Avengers on the bottom, a lower than expected Thor Ragnarok ranking, not a single Guardians of the Galaxy movie in sight, and an appropriately ranked Avengers Endgame in second place, you all decided somehow in your minds to vote Captain Marvel's number 1. We're not saying it's a bad movie, but we all know it's not the best. Despite us begging to reconsider your votes and looking through VPN histories personally to make sure you were serious and not just trolling us from 1 or 2 accounts, y'all must have gotten lazy going through this list. I'm not gonna lie, y'all were really, really crazy. Why did y'all make Captain Marvel better than any of the Guardians of the Galaxies? Better than Black Panther? A single Spider-Man movie? We don't really agree that it's better, but hey, we didn't really make the list, but it was a lot of fun getting y'all to vote on them. Cape,
Yeah.
if you had it your way, what would have been number one on this number one list?
Okay, I expected an easier question than that. I mean, I can't say the new Spider-Man movie because it wasn't available then. But if I had to just throw something in the dark, I mean, and I could just watch right now, I'd probably say the first Captain America, because not only Alan Silvestri's composing, but just like it did a good job of, I like movies set in the past and all that, and I think it was a good, solid movie. I mean, I could say Iron Man, but I won't. But I'm very curious what do you have to say about it? What's your
About
favorite
my
favorite Marvel? Yeah,
favorite Marvel movie of all time? I mean, I would say Spider-Man. This last Spider-Man was one of my favorites
but it
out
wasn't
there.
available then.
Right. But it is available now, and so that's why I would pick it now as one of mine.
Then I choose that card too.
If I think a favorite of all time, I don't know if it's the favorite of all time though. That's what I'm trying to think of.
What I deem a favorite, in my opinion, is one that you could go back to continuously.
Go back to and watch over and over again. I mean, I watch Guardians of the
Yeah.
Galaxy pretty much over and over again, and I think of a franchise-wise, those are the ones that I see repetitively over and over. Captain America: Winter Soldier, I think, is probably my favorite. I think that might have been my top. That might have been my top 10.
I would say that's overrated in my book, but
Yeah.
that's just me.
Well, I mean, Winter Soldier. Why? Why would you say it's overrated? What
I mean-
criteria would give it to be overrated?
I mean, I just didn't. It didn't live up to the hype as much as people put it to be, in my opinion. I'm not looking at it from a film standpoint or anything like that. It just seems like, okay, we got a new character. I mean, I would say
They didn't have a new character. I don't think you have any criticism of substance here. This is a movie of its time. This was a movie that was specifically critiquing, what was going on in the politics of our country. It was reflective of the everything that had happened with Edward Snowden. I mean, you talked about a place of, if you have a total surveillance state, do you really have freedom? It actually asked important questions. That's what I think that it should have been the top.
I think it was the Act 3 that I really loved, but the first two, I was like, Zemo was, I mean,
that's
great, but
that's a Civil War. I'm talking about Winter Soldier.
Okay, then yeah. I mean, I still think it's overrated, so.
You got nothing. You got nothing. You got nothing.
You got nothing on me, Colin.
I think it's overrated. Okay. Well, what's your favorite? What's your favorite, Kate?
I mean, I said, could I choose?
I think it's
Spider-Man?
overrated.
Oh, you just said it was your favorite.
No, I think whatever you're saying is overrated because you think it's overrated.
No, like
I don't have to have a criticism of substance here.
No, I got nothing. No, like I still do think that. I mean, at the time, it didn't hit me as hard as everyone hit for everyone. I mean, I see why people appreciate it, but I was like, it didn't really drive home for me, I guess, because it was, I don't know, just
fair enough.
Most overrated Marvel movies. We'll have them voted.
We'll have somebody else.
There's enough now.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, that will wrap it up for this episode of Geek Life. If you enjoyed everything here, make sure if you want more Geek Life, you can follow any of us on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, all of those things. We're available everywhere. TikTok. There should be a link tree in our bio that you can check out. Definitely go check that out. Definitely go like those pages. If you're watching us on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. We love to hear from you guys. Please leave us a comment. We will be taking a big break, at least from this show, for about a month. So we will be back here. Pay attention to our Facebook page, our Twitter page, everything to see when we'll be coming back from that. But essentially just taking a little break between the seasons. But when we come back, season 3 will be brand new, maybe even with a fresh look, and hopefully have some of our back end stuff a little bit more refined. Again, you can check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Links to which can be found in the description below and in chat. A big shout out to our moderator, our mod on squad in and on the show today, Littlest Nelly. Our video producer, Capable Doodle, also on the show today. And our followers in chat. We had a pretty active chat today. Incubus, Savage Patch Kid was here. We had Up Smash hanging out with us earlier. We appreciate you guys. Thank you guys again for hanging out with us. We love to see it. This has been a wonderful episode to wrap up the second season of Geek Life, but worry not. We still have many shows to keep you company throughout the break, from Free Game Friday, my show, to Cozy Corner with Littlest Nelly, to Kicking It with the Classics with Caper Doodle, and even more coming up with the addition of our new D&D stream. Stick around for more information on that. If you're interested in that, join our Discord. We can probably get you a spot in there. But please don't forget to give some love to the wonderful members of the Geek Life crew. Jake, Kev, Sax, Bronwyn will be back before you know it. Guys, if anybody wants to catch you on any of their personal socials, where should they find you? Littlest
You can
Nelly?
find me at littlest_Nelly on Instagram, and y'all see me in chat, littlest Nelly no _. And you'll see me in the Discord at Mr. Grumps.
And Cape, what about you?
You can find me at TikTok at Doodle Dandy, or you can find me at Twitch, TikTok, or the YouTube at Caperdoodle. But also, if you guys have ideas for Top Zens, if you have ideas for any of our segments, just shoot them to us on Twitter, shoot them to us on our Discord. I mean, we love getting heated in the general chat of Geek Life about who had the best Spider-Man costume and stuff like that. But, I mean, just talk to us. I mean, we would love to have that, and hopefully for season 3 we'll have more interviews and stuff like that. And if you have ideas of who I should put for Easter eggs when I put stuff like this flash going off right now, I mean, let us know. I mean, me and
100%.
Dodd would love a creative challenge. I mean, it's always fun.
Always fun. Always
what's up.
Fun. Well, that'll wrap it up for this season of Geek Life. We've got to see you when we come back for season 3. So until then, stay nerdy, and we'll see you then. Peace.
Bye.